So you're telling me that a Blue Jays team who had lost 7 straight games going into yesterday's ball game and looking awful, pitching terrible, hitting horrendous, defense nowhere to be found, wins a series against the Boston Red Sox? And not only did they win the series, the Blue Jays shut out the Boston Red Sox 8-0 at Rogers Center this evening. And the Red Sox had a streak of 159, I think it was, straight games with an extra base hit. It's over. The Blue Jays ended that streak. The Blue Jays only allowed 2 hits, 4 base runners, and nobody, not one of the 4 base runners, got past second base. The Blue Jays, the 2019 Toronto Blue Jays. What? As we've said, over the entirety of this season and in spring training, with this Jays team, they will have bad games. The win and loss record will not be good. But there will be moments where you see some really good things happening. And tonight, that was one of those days. And yeah, you shut them out, but there were so many good things, good storylines you can take from today's ballgame. The opener, Wilmer Font, seems to be revitalized his career somewhat with the Blue Jays. I mean, he goes 2 shutout innings, gives up 1 hit, strikes out 2. Great job by him. His ERA is 3.77 as a Blue Jay. I mean, it's pretty damn good if you ask me, considering the guy was waived not too long ago. So I like what we've seen from Wilmer Font. Then Trent Thornton comes out. And a guy who, had it was his first, 7 starts, an ERA of 4.25. That's pretty good, for a rookie especially. And then his next, 6 starts, he had an ERA of 9.5. He was awful. But over his last 5, Trent Thornton has been really, really good. An ERA under 4 even. And today, once again, against the AL East and the American League's best offense, he no-hits them through 5 innings. Throws 7 strikeouts, has 1 walk, and that's it. An incredible job by Trent Thornton in this ball game. Now, I had to screenshot something so I could read something to you guys. Now, it doesn't mean anything to you. You guys can let me know. And if it doesn't, oh well. Trent Thornton said that teammate and former Red Sox starter Clay Buchholz taught him a new curveball grip earlier this week. And he put it to good use against the Red Sox today. You see what having veterans around does? I would have loved to have Matt Shoemaker around the entire season, but having a guy like Clay Buchholz, who's been there, done that, dominated, you're learning from one of the better pitchers in the game. Now, I'm not saying Clay Buchholz is one of the best pitchers. Back in the day, back when he was a Red Sox, he was a damn good pitcher. And learning things from a guy like that, you really want to, and you see what happens against a really good Red Sox team? He shut them down. There's no, I always say, well, for a great team and a great player, you can always contain, but you can't shut them down. Trent Thornton, single-handedly, with some pretty good defense behind him, I guess not single-handedly, but he did not allow a hit in 5 innings. He was incredible. Trent Thornton was remarkable. Those curveballs, he was throwing for strikes, quality strikes, may I add. And as much as Trent Thornton's ERA is above 5, and we can talk about how he hasn't had a great year, Trent Thornton leads the AL rookies in strikeouts with 134 punch-outs. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a pretty damn good number. So yes, is the starting pitching for the Blue Jays and the pitching overall maybe their Achilles heel? It no question is. But you're seeing some good signs. You saw Anthony Kay go out his first outing against the Rays. Was really good. Trent Thornton today, and at least over his last 5 or 6 outings, he's been really good. TJ Zoik, he's still getting his feet wet, but I think he'll be fine. The Blue Jays got to slowly start to bring these players in and develop them. And they're slowly starting to find some things that work. And with a healthy Ryan Bruckey next year, we don't know what's going to happen. So let's get back to the ball game here. We talked about some good pitching stuff that happened, but let's get to the offense because it all exploded for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the fourth. You always talk about making teams pay for their mistakes. Bottom of the fourth, the Jays do not have a hit up until this point, and things aren't just going well. Things aren't going well offensively. It's a quick ball game. Nobody can get anything going offensively. And Cavan Biggio, it's a pop up beyond third base, kind of into shallow left field. Is it going to stay fair? Is it going to go foul? That was the question. And Rafael Devers blows it. I mean, he backpedals, and gets a piece of it, but it drops in front of Andrew Benintendi. And Cavan Biggio does not take a day off. This guy is incredible because right out of the box, he's booking it. And he gets around and he slides in safely at second base. Most players will see that ball pop up in the air, fling their bat, and jog to first base. He did not. He ends up at second. And then Vladimir Guerrero Jr. comes up and Biggio steals third. He picks up the pitcher, he sees what he's doing, and he steals third. What then happens after that? Vladimir Guerrero Jr., it's a fairly deep ball to left field, caught by the left fielder Benintendi, but since Cavan Biggio got that extra 90 feet because he's a very smart player, he comes home and scores, and the Blue Jays are up 1-0. If I'm not mistaken, where was Rowdy Tellez in all this? Yeah, the next batter, Rowdy Tellez. He crushes a 2-run shot after having no hits. You pop up on the infield, shallow outfield, that should have been caught really, blows it, and it turns into a 3-run inning as the Blue Jays are in flight. It is it was a 2-0. It was a solo shot from Rowdy because Vladdy got out on the sac fly. My mistake. But you're up 2-0. It could have been just a pop out and a 3-up, 3-down inning, and boom, that's it. Here we go again. But you run it out, you make a mistake, and you get the job done, and you make them pay. You go to the bottom of the fifth inning, and the Blue Jays, this is where they start to just pile on. Brandon Drury flies out to start the inning. Then Danny Jensen singles to left field. Should have been a double, but it hits the umpire. And by the way, for anybody getting mad at the umpire, he's a Canadian, so let's not get mad at him too much now. Then Bo Bichette singles to left field, Jansen up to second base. Then Cavan Biggio singles to right field. Jansen to third, Bichette to second. We have the bases loaded and 1 out. But what we have seen from the Blue Jays in the past, these situations usually end in nothing. They get a strikeout, and then that's the end of it. But Vladdy's up. And he, on the very first pitch, rips a single in the left field. Jansen scores. Bichette rounds third and headfirst slides safely at home. 2 runs come in. Blue Jays double their lead. It's 4-0. I mean, look at this stuff, guys. They're being aggressive at the plate. They're making teams work. And they're getting runs. I mean, this is what we were used to seeing in June and July. A team that just shows the offensive prowess and just starts ripping teams apart. It's nice to see. And with that 2-run single, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. gets his first hit on the ballgame, his 3rd RBI. Good night for Vladdy at the plate. And he ends up at second. I don't know if he stole. No, he didn't steal second. I don't know. He ends up at second on the plate. They bring in Brian Johnson and Rowdy Tellez pops out. They bring in Lakins. And with the guys at second and third now, Vladdy moves up to second base because they threw it home and he did a heads-up play and moves up to second base. No double play now in order. And Randall Grichuk then up, and he hits a ball the other way. It's deep. It's off the wall. Biggio, Guerrero come in. It's 6-0 Blue Jays. It's a hit parade. Hitting is contagious. Next up, Teoscar Hernandez gets a pitch right down the middle on a 2-2 count, and he doesn't miss it. He hits a 2-run shot, and the Blue Jays are up 8-0. And all of this, every single thing that has happened to this point, you go back, and what was your first, how did you get your first base runner? On Cavan Biggio running. A pop-up, it drops, gets a second, aggressive base running, and look what it turns into. 2 runs in the 4th, 6 in the 5th. Hitting is contagious, people. And when one guy's doing it, for the most part, people follow suit. Look at the Oakland A's yesterday. They scored 20-odd runs against Houston. Hitting is contagious. And the Jays did an amazing job today, hitting and pitching. And they committed one error, but it didn't come to anything because your pitching was awesome. Now let's get to the stats, and I know somebody mentioned in the comments I didn't talk about them yesterday, and it totally lost it. But now I'm going to mention it. Bo Bichette, 1 for 4 with a run scored in the ball game. Good for him. Kevin Biggio, the youngin, he's doing a good job as of late. He went 2 for 3, scored 2 runs, and had a walk. Great to see Kevin Biggio swinging the bat a little bit better. He's hitting .213 on the year. Vladdy only goes 1 for 3, but he scores a run and has 3 RBIs, so a great day at the plate for Vladdy. With that hit today, that's hit number 112 on the year for him. A run scored, he has 1, so he had 50 runs scored now on the season, and 64 RBIs. Great to see for young Vladimir Guerrero Jr. getting the job done. Love it. And Rowdy Tellez with the home run. I think that was number 19 on the season for Rowdy, and he's going to get number 20. That'd be a great thing to see for him. And Randall Grichuk with a couple RBIs and a run scored. What happened here? My thing froze. But with Randall Grichuk, guys, as much as I'm kind of like hit or miss with him, I'm not sure if I like him or I don't like him at times. Look, the 148 strikeouts, actually that was before the ball game. Did he strike out today? He did not. But 148 strikeouts in 136 games, that's a lot of strikeouts. And he only hits 230. However, he's hitting 25 doubles. He's got 26 doubles with the double today. 25 home runs. He's got 66 RBIs and 64 runs scored. Actually, did have 65. He might have scored a run today. He did. I mean, for a guy that's going to be middle to late lineup in a really good team, those numbers aren't bad. So I got to give that to Randall Grichuk there. He had a good ball game. He was 2 for 4 in the ball game. Great to see there. And Teoscar Hernandez. Teoscar Hernandez, guys, is a guy you just want to get by the throat and go, Teoscar, you have the stuff to be a great ball player. Let's see it. You saw it today. The good things from Teoscar Hernandez. He goes 2 for 4, gives you the 2-run shot. That's what he is so good at. Like I've said many times before, going back to last year, you cannot teach power. You cannot teach a good arm. And he has both. But it's the other things. It's the striking out. It's the walking more often. It's those things, and it's the smart plays in the offense. I'm going to smack my hat there, looking pretty stupid there, but that's okay. It's those things that you just want to pull your hair out with Hernandez. You want him to be good. You see the talent, but you're not seeing it out in the field and striking out a lot. You're just not seeing that. And you want to see it on a consistent basis. Yeah, he went 2 for 4 in the ball game. He's only hitting .218 on the season. Yeah, he's got 22 home runs. He tied a career high. He had it last year. That's awesome. But you want to see consistency. And we're not seeing that from Teoscar Hernandez. So we want to start seeing it. I don't know if we will, but we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. Danny Jansen, I wouldn't say he has his job on the line with Reese McGuire playing as well as he has. But if he does have his job on the line, he played like it today. Danny Jansen, 2 for 4 in the ball game with a run scored. He's hitting .208 on the season, but good to see him get a couple hits today and score a run for Danny Jansen. He scored a run in the ball game, so a run scored number 37 on the season for Danny. And the thing I do love, if there's anything offensively I really like about Danny Jansen, he does not strike out. Actually, I think he struck out once today, so I'm not going to totally take that back, but he does not strike out very often. We always talk about a strikeout per ball. We said Randall Grichuk even. We said 148 strikeouts in 136 games. Danny Jansen, in 102 ball games, has 73 strikeouts. That is really good. He doesn't strike out often. Yeah, his average is only .208. It's fairly low, and he has 12 home runs. He's got, quite a bit of hits. He only has 42 RBIs and 37 runs scored. It's not the greatest, but you're seeing positives, and that's what you like to see from your younger players continuing to move forward and continue to get better and grow. All right, so with Trent going the 5 shutout innings, no hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts, he was awesome. He picks up the victory in the ball game, 5th win on the year for Trent Thornton. Jason Adam with a clean inning, no hits, no walks, and nothing doing there. And Ryan Tepera goes out there, gives up 1 hit in his inning of work, doesn't walk a batter, and doesn't get anybody. No strikeouts, no runs, good stuff for him. His ERA drops to 5.52, but again, Ryan Tepera had a rough season injury-wise, so it's good to see him out there throwing up a 0. The Blue Jays wrap up the 3-game set against the Boston Red Sox there tomorrow night, 7:07 first pitch at Rogers Center, where Chacin, the guy that was on the Milwaukee Brewers, his first name, you guys can give me like a pronunciation down below. That'd be fantastic if you guys can do that. He's on the mound for the Red Sox there tomorrow night, 7:07 first pitch. And for the Blue Jays, it's former Boston Red Sox and looks like mentor to Trent Thornton, Clay Buchholz on the mound for the Blue Jays. And since Buchholz has come off the injured list, I think it's like 3 starts or so, he's been really good. His ERA was like 5.9 something. It's now 5.31 since coming off the disabled list, the injured list, excuse me. He's gone 6 innings, 5 2/3, and 6 innings, and hasn't given up more than 3 runs. So, I mean, he's been very good. Now, the question is, against, I know they shut them out today, and I know they've been struggling. The Red Sox have lost 5 in a row, but you are now facing a very good offense in the Boston Red Sox. I don't care who you are. Let's see what Clay Buchholz can do tomorrow night against the Red Sox. And can the Blue Jays, after losing 7 straight, sweep the Boston Red Sox? I mean, it'd be flippin' amazing. But will it happen? We're going to have to wait and see how it all plays out, all right? So, guys, you know what? That is going to do it for this fairly long video. But there was a lot to discuss today. Smack that like button to appreciate that. Oh, guys. Lost a little bit there. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed this video, the game, everything about the Toronto Blue Jays, today at least, because there's been a lot of negatives lately, but hit the like button if you guys like this video, the game, everything like that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your guys' thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on anything that I missed. If there's anything that I missed from this ball game, please let me know. Vladdy made a heck of a play that almost turned into a double play, but he made a couple of really good defensive plays over the last few days. So if you guys want to discuss about that, go crazy in the comments below. And once again, if you guys are interested in hockey fantasy, the link is in the description. If you do not have a fantasy team and you'd like to join our fantasy league, the link is in the description, guys. I think there's still some spots open, so if you guys are interested, please go make a team down below and join the league. It'll be a lot of fun this year throughout the hockey season if you guys are interested, of course. All right, check out Main Man Mo Buckets on Twitter, guys. Blue Jays Wave on Instagram. It looks like I might be able to be on his podcast there tomorrow night. So if you guys are interested in listening to us talk about the Blue Jays and all that great stuff, check out Blue Jays Wave on Instagram. The link is in their bio for their iTunes for the podcast. And if you want to check out their Instagram page, go do so, because there's probably lots of highlights to post for them today because there's lots of good things for the Blue Jays. We haven't said that much lately. We were able to say it today, and it's quite fun. Speaking of fun, a sweep of the Red Sox would be very fun. 7:07 first pitch at Rogers Center tomorrow. Chacin Buchholz is the pitching matchup there tomorrow night. Like I said, at Rogers Center. 7:07 first pitch. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.